2 years ago, Liverpool fans were celebrating what looked like a revolution. Conor Bradley, Jayden Danns, Koumas, kids stepping into a cup final and delivering. We call them Klopp Kids. But here's the uncomfortable question. Was that the beginning of a new era or just a beautiful emergency? Because 2 years later, and the picture looks very different. Bradley looked fearless. Danns scored at Anfield and Koumas played without hesitation. And that wasn't fake. That wasn't hype. But if we're being honest, that breakthrough happened during an injury crisis. Liverpool was stretched and Klopp had to use youth. Necessity created that opportunity, not long-term structural planning. Conor Bradley still remains the closest to the first team, but unfortunately out due to injury. Then there's also the story of Jayden Danns, and such a lot of promise, but just not embedded, and also out with a prolonged injury cause and concern. Koumas, well, he's on loan, having to go the loan route and on loan at Hull City. And he recently scored in his debut for the championship outfit. I think one of the players who shows the most promise at the moment is probably Kieran Morrison. He's raked in 11 goals so far and has been crowned the January Player of the Month in Premier League 2 for January. And this is the first time that has been achieved by a Red since Curtis Jones. Others from that era, the Klopp Kids, are either out on loan or they've been sold, they've been moved on. I know Gerald Kwanzaa, for example, is having a fantastic spell at Bayer Leverkusen. So here's the thing that fans often avoid. Academy prospects and players often work well in chaos, but not so much in stability. Under Klopp, chaos was part of the system. High intensity, transitional, emotional football and youthful aggression could almost be forgiven. But under Arne Slot, it's a lot more tighter. Controlled in position, more discipline when playing. So the margin for error is a lot more tighter. And young players, well, they live in the margins. Liverpool recruit aggressively, 21 to 25 years old, ready-made depth, every position doubled. And here's the real question. Is Liverpool's recruitment policy quietly squeezing its own academy? Because you can't be both a production line and a finished product at the same time. The academy isn't failing. The standards have just risen. But if Liverpool want identity as well as the trophies, then the pathway must be protected, not just the results. So tell me, who of Jurgen Klopp's kids becomes a viable option to start for Liverpool as a long-term option? Or has that moment already come and gone?